Beginning on to this eliminator game or the game for the seconds runner-up. Chennai Super Greens taking on the Delhi Dynamic Strikers on one lost game in this qualifiers battle, and then we'll be having a final in the afternoon, or you could be having two captains and the Rotary Club of Coimbatore members as well. A special day, special morning. It's been a wonderful journey out there in IPCL 2.0 for the past couple of days. And today being the last day, and two more games to be played as a coin being spin. It seems like Chennai have won the toss, it seems. Seems the toss won by Delhi and they have decided to bowl first. Surprising to say this, they have decided to bat first against Mumbai in the last night game. But anyway, that is going to be a different approach altogether. One last time we are going to watch these two teams in season number 2. Delhi Dynamic Strikers, Chennai Super Greens have been a wonderful journey for them despite of the wins and losing games. As two losing games and one winning game for Delhi. And Chennai have lost all their battles, yet they had quality performers like obviously Harish, Ramesh Naidu, Gurmal Brar. There have been plenty of other cricketers as well. So interesting battle awaits. Just stay tuned with us. The match will be starting in 10 minutes. Field. Delhi have surprisingly decided to bowl first. Toss have been a positive factor for them every match. They had some upper hands. These players are getting ready on the field. One last time in IPCL 2.0. We're going to watch this team in action. The spinning work of Vignesh, the captain, was calm and composed cricketer that we've seen him performing well throughout the tournament. And Bablu's quick pace, Raghava, Shevak, there have been plenty of good quality cricketers that we've seen them performing in high standards as they've been getting themselves ready. Chennai Super Greens, on the other hand, bit of individual performers with the likes of Sai, with the likes of Harish, Ramesh Naidu, plenty of quality performers out there. But when it comes to entire team output, they couldn't even win a single game. Lost the game by 60 odd runs against Mumbai in the first match. That was a very good batting stint. The bowling haven't worked as the favor. Whereas on the other two games, one aspect works and the other aspect doesn't work. And some cricketers performing outstanding. And end of the day, it doesn't help them to create an impact with the result. Setting themselves ready. Seems like Narendra Sharma and Sai Kumar were the openers. And Bablu gets the ball as usual. Yesterday night we had a wonderful game. And it's been the same pitch used for match number 1, 2 and 3. Day 1. The one to the right of this wicket was used yesterday. It was reacting very well in the night games. Under the lights it was creating an extra bounce. But this particular wicket we are playing today had natural extra bounce on sunlight too. Even the first game we played 10 AM day before yesterday, that had a bit of extra bounce and quick pace. So if that continues on, it's surely going to be a huge impact for Bablu. A tall right-handed bowler, and knows where he has to deliver. Delivers one after the other. That's a speciality of him. Good length on the fourth stump line, one after the other. That will be turning out to be a little challenge for the batters to carry on with. Fielders are set over there. That is a deep point in position. And third man. Those are the two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. Deep point and third man to stop the batters from scoring runs on the board. Right into the first ball. Onto the path straight away. Seems like a quick reaction over there. Opens the account with that single. Not from the batter, but somehow they got runs over there as leg by. Well, speaking about this particular wicket, we got to speak a lot about this one thing. Like this was used on day 1, though Mumbai had scored 246 on that game, the first match. This eventually supported the fast bowlers well to extract a bit of extra pace and bounce. That doesn't mean you can't be ensured that you will be getting defended. The batters did really good job. The bowlers didn't use the condition well. And that's how the first game went out of their control. And in match number 2 and 3, we've seen fast bowlers doing miracles. That's going to repeat again in power play, especially. The fast bowlers are going to enjoy the brand of cricket. Sai Kumar for the first time in today's game. And this pitch condition, we've also spoke a lot about these things in detail. In South India, we're having an international cricket stadium in Bengaluru, which is different reacting cricket ground. Hyderabad and Vizag were different, whereas Chennai is having one of the most unique conditions in India. It's more of spinning track, it's more of challenging one for the batters despite the other conditions in India. Most of the wickets in India used to be batters' paradise. It used to be batters' track. That we've seen especially with the likes of Rajkot, Eden Gardens, Mohali. These areas have supported the batters to score runs on the board. Whereas when it comes to Chennai, it's more of a spinners area. That's because of hot and humid conditions on the sea breeze near the stadium that creates the heat and dryness on the condition. The dryness eventually creates a cracks over there. That roughness and cracks supports the spinners to get extra turn. Maybe this requires a lot more soil dynamics to understand. We have to learn soil mechanism to understand how a pitch exactly reacts. But apart from that, we can come for assumptions. So this looks like this may react like this, and this is the reason behind this. That's what you could understand. Even in India, there are very few tracks that supported the fast bowlers well. With the likes of Dharmashala, a cool and breezy weather and green grasses covered on the wicket helps the fast bowlers to do well. This was also pretty much similar. It had a bit of green grass, but it's drying off. It's day 3 here. We played a cricket day 1 in this particular wicket, and day 3 we are playing. Day 2 it was a resting day for this wicket, so it had a bit of dryness, but yet we could see some quick pace on the condition. It is hard, sun shines, a typical weather in South India. Yet this doesn't creates a humid situation, which lets the batters to feel the breeze out there. I could clearly feel the breeze out there, though it's hot morning. That's a speciality of Coimbatore. Though it's in South India, though it's in Tamil Nadu, it's way different from the way how Chennai reacts. So we could eventually plan an international stadium. The BCCI can plan here. This venue seems to be something that could help the fast bowlers to do well, especially the bowlers. Both fast bowlers and in post power play, we could also see spinners doing well. The city particularly has all the potential to be a hosting city of an international match. They're having international airports, they're having good roadways, they're having a quality star hotels. So every amenities will be there, and this condition seems to be a unique one in South India, but it should be used. Turning out to be an extra over there, just 3 runs. A bit of slow start as Bablu is trying to get that early breakthrough. Narendra Sharma, usually good at playing in the power play, trying to pick the gap and score boundaries in the new ball. He's a very good timer of the ball, and that's why while batting in new ball he could get a lot of timing and he could eventually get distance as well. A dot ball to end the over. That's one gets completed, 3 for no loss.
End of first over, score 3 for no loss.
As the start had got a bit delayed, so it's been 18 overs match here. Shaiju empty with the ball, an all-round commodity for Delhi. Scored 80 odd runs yesterday and was doing a splendid job with the ball. One after the other, strong shouts. There is no signs of that being given out. Everyone knows that it had a bit of inside edge. And remember the way how Sai Kumar lost his wicket in yesterday's battle. That will be running on his thoughts. He was disappointed on losing his wicket after scoring 46. He thought that it got a bit of inside edge, but the on-field umpire rising up his fingers. Exceptional work over there, trying to take some cheeky singles. This pace battle, especially this combination, worked well for them. Shaiju empty and Bablu in the new ball. And then they'll be getting Raghavan Shevak with the ball. Then we'll be having someone like Vignesh. It's a pop pack side with good spin attack, medium pacers, and fast bowlers. Depending upon the situation, we could see the players coming on to play. This is quite unfortunate that it gets a couple of runs on the board. But yes, it's not the one that's been extra bouncing on day one. The same wicket, but it's not having such an extra bounce. There you could see that to the left of this wicket, a grass covered wicket which was used for yesterday's battle, especially the match number 6 which happened under the lights, got extra bounce in the second innings. That's high in the air, finds the aerial route and the distance as well. That's the first maximum of the morning, and that comes in style from Sai Kumar's bat. When you bowl a fuller length to this man, better be careful with your long off fielder. As you've seen, this exactly happened yesterday to Sendil. They're facing off together for the second time. It's against the same opposition where it went out of his control for Sai after scoring 46. He lost his way. Another big shot, this time even much better. Not about the distance, but the kind of connection he made on the middle of the blade. I think not learning from the mistakes over the similar kind of length. In fact, a much better one, which eventually invites the batter to play that inside out. Tremendous batting display, Sai Kumar. When you bowl fuller length outside the off stump, this man continues how to play those inside outs. And over the longer fielder, have to change his length to stop this batter scoring runs. Pulls it away this time. And nobody standing at the deep will be going for boundary. 6, 4 and 4 to end this over. As it is turning out to be an expensive one. 16 runs coming off this over. This time there has been an alteration of length, but there is no fielder in that particular position. And you can never bowl such lengths to Sai Kumar. A simple pull shot down the ground. And the placement was perfect. 19 for no loss. A very good morning to the viewers as well. Also watching this game, welcoming you to IPL season number 2, 2025. Swingingham is couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Narendra Sharma yet to get his first boundary in the morning, but once he starts going in the power play, this is going to be a positive start for them. As that's what this entire team is looking out to. Much better length this has been. Bablu continues out to bowl such lengths. A happy morning to all the viewers watching out this game. You would have watched the 2 days of action in IPCL 2.0. 4 different sides with 4 different kind of mindset. Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai and Kolkata. You can never call this particular side have performed outstanding, and this particular side is out of its potential. I could say all the 4 sides have equal number of talents. The talents have been equally spread along, but unfortunately the results doesn't favor a few sides despite of good performance. And I felt that Chennai Super Greens have been a wonderful side individually. Ramesh Naidu is a champion, Sai is a champion, Narendra Sharma is a very good opener, and even with the ball they have quality bowlers, but something that went out of their control, that they couldn't even register one victory in this tournament yet. I feel they are also a good side. So I would like to ask the viewers, after watching all the 6 league matches and this playoffs as well, which team have impressed you the most and which particular player have impressed you the most. Sometimes a particular player does well, even the team doesn't provide the result. Harish have did extra jobs over time. Even as a batter, he had scored a couple of runs on the board. So that's where we're going to have the discussion in the comment box. I request all the viewers out there watching this game, just share your opinion in the comment section. Which team you had liked the most and which particular player, despite of his team's performance, he stood outstanding. It may be Ramesh Naidu, it may be anybody, the cricketer who impressed you the most despite of his team's performance. We'll have a discussion on this. உடையும் ரப்பர் வந்து yesterday the chair உடைஞ்சிருச்சு.
Umpires, quick match start பண்ணுங்க.
Bowling. Good bowling. Things got over. Shoes got tired for the web player. As he is now ready as he continues after bowl Bablu. A very good morning to all the viewers watching this game. And we've been having a discussion on this tournament. We've seen plenty of good performers today. Out of which particular cricketer have impressed you the most and why? Kindly share your opinion in the comment box. We'll have a healthy discussion about that. Big shot through the covers and nobody outside the circle, which will eventually result in boundary. This is tremendous stroke making, and Narendra Sharma is known for playing such shots. Like that, stretches himself forward. And not an easy one to play such shots. Cross batted one as its good length, not generating an extra bounce. But if the day continues to progress, we could see extra bounce getting generated maybe after the sun fades away. In finals, we could see even more dramas coming out with the fast bowlers. But as of now, couldn't see any breakthroughs coming on their way. But speaking about this pitch condition, this is not just about a city that is near sea breeze. We've been speaking about Chennai. That doesn't mean it provides spin attack. A similar kind of city is Bombay as well. It's similar kind of heat, similar kind of humid. It's also near the sea breeze, but the reactions were completely different. In Chennai, it's more of a spinner's paradise, and some seasons we've seen batters doing well, but it's mostly challenging stuff for the Indian batters as well. How things are quite good under control. Like there have been this assessment that if a batter does well in Chennai, he's having a caliber to bat well in anywhere in Asia. That's the kind of quality he had maintained in his game. Chennai had that standard, but whereas Bombay, it's more of a batting track. Even if he score 180 in a T20 match, he may not be assured whether it could be defendable or not. I'm speaking about this. The stats is almost 10 years old stat. Extra bounce. In fact, miles away. This is more of an uneven bounce over there. So I got confused. He's smiling. And the wicketkeeper too, it's out of range completely. Bablu would also shocked to see that. I would like to see the range where it pitches. I think there comes the treasure. This wicket have started reacting. Very unfortunate that. I'll still say it's a good delivery. While passing the batter, it was a bit of extra bounce, but while reaching out the wicketkeeper, it's way out of its area. 3 gets completed, 28 for no loss. Shaiju empty with the ball. But speaking about the reactions of Chennai and Mumbai, two different cities, similar heat, similar humid, cricket ground near the sea breeze, but the wind was different and the reactions are completely different. In Mumbai, it's more like fast bowlers area. Oh, this time through the covers. Much better timing, Narendra Sharma. That length is going to be punishable by both the batters. They were expecting one particular length, which is exactly happening over and over again. That's it. More like a gifted delivery. Especially when you have mid-off inside the circle, you don't have a freedom to bowl such lengths. That's why it's haunting the bowlers to pick some early wickets in the power play. Don't forget this is an 18 overs match that they are planning to start the finals on time. That's why this turns out to be an 18 overs battle. As things are quite good under control. So Mumbai usually reacts well for the fast bowlers in the power play. In the new ball, they could extract a bit of extra points. It was a red soil wicket. And then it's more of a batter's paradise. The batters can enjoy batting there. The ball comes on to bat. Oh, unfortunate. That's the kind of cricket Mumbai have provided. But whereas Chennai, it's a very tough track. It's really hard to score runs on the board. It's more like a spinner's area. So this difference is something that needs to be discussed. Back in the times when Chennai used to be a regular venue for Indian cricket team in the 70s and 80s, and that's where cricket starts evolving in India. The international cricket is more of focusing on the fast bowling units like Alan Border. Oh, flicks it away. And there is no man standing in the deep as well. That's a welcome boundary. Sai Kumar gets another one. Every time when Shaiju tries to bowl a fuller length, he gets the punishment right. And this time he tried to bowl onto the pads. Just left the way and flicks it away. That is this interesting story I would like to share in the next over about Chennai's spin bowling history. Oh, that beats up the fielder. Chance for two. We'll be happy with the runs they got for this ball. 4 gets completed, 38 for no loss.
End of 4 overs, score 38. 4 ஓவர்கள் முடிவில் அணியின் எண்ணிக்கை 38.
IPCL 2.0 Indian Para Cricket League. Rotrack Club of Coimbatore Galaxy were undertaking to make it happen with the help of the sponsors Brightech Specialty Ingredients, Vehicle Data Solutions, Sri Ramakrishna Hospital, Sri Kumram Tangamaliga, Sri Mahalakshmi and Co. Rotary Club of Downtown, Polar Bear, Pixel Poet, Thai Green Power Solutions, Tech 7, Prezone, Thunder Sports. Would like to thank all the sponsors for making this tournament to happen in this fashion. It's already an international standard. Alright, we've been speaking about this. The reaction of conditions back in 70s and 80s when cricket was evolving with more of like bodyline series coming into action, when West Indies was ruling the game. It's more like fast bowlers were the most dominant figures of the game. It's not about the batters, though we've had a few names like Viv Richards, Sunil Gavaskar, Gundappa Vishwanath. It was more like fast bowlers ruling down the game. We've heard about this Fab 4 of West Indies. And there comes this interesting game in late 1980s, 1970s in fact, when West Indies toured India. Sehwag, the new bowler, into the attack. Easy one straight away. And mid-on inside the circle, which eventually lets the outfield to roll the ball over the boundary ropes. Sai gets another one. Starts off with a full toss here. Sehwag got the punishment straight away. This was that delivery. There have been a bit of movement, but when you bowl a full toss, you can never expect that to be controlled, especially if it's power play. the mistakes have been similar. The more you try to invade the stumps, the more you try to bowl fuller lengths, you're getting punished. That's what the exact length Sai and Narendra Sharma were waiting for. And this wicket eventually provides a bit of extra bounce, and the bowlers are not trying that. When you try bowling back of length again and again, the batters might feel that pressure. I'll getting back to the topic we've been speaking about, like when West Indies toured India in late 70s, there was this particular game in January, a test match at Madras. Moves across, takes the full toss down, and this time long on in position. Smart approach, but the length doesn't change. That doesn't mean you have the license to bowl a full toss. There have been fielders in position, not getting the rhythm properly. On a fine Sunday morning, watching the game of cricket have been something more delightful view to watch out for. The passion for the game have been phenomenal in India. Much better one. This is not something Sehwag is waiting for, the length that he is looking for. But this is a risky one. If you miss, it will become full toss, or if you miss, it will become fuller length. Both were juicy ones for Narendra Sharma. He'll go for boundary even while sleeping if he bowls such balls. Another one at the covers, and long off chases down the ball. Saves, that's been quite good under control. Turning out to be a pretty decent power play this is, as Chennai Super Greens doesn't lose much wickets. Keeping one thing in mind, you're playing an 18 overs match, so you can't set yourself for a very long time. You have good quality batters. Gurmal Broad is there, and obviously Ramesh Naidu is there. Harish is a good batter. Unfortunate. I was just thinking about this, why this doesn't happen today, and it straight away happened. White plus 4 have been the one thing that have become an identity in IPCL 2.2. White plus 4s and overthrows have not just consumed time, it also changes the game. We didn't see any close encounter so far in this tournament, yet these kind of margins were not just adding 5 runs, but also creating a huge momentum to the batting lineup, despite of facing a couple of dot balls or singles. Much better one from Sehwag, but I'm not a big fan of this line. No ball signals the on-field umpire. Oh, this is very bad that Sehwag is doing all those mistakes out there in single over. Full toss deliveries, white plus 4s, no ball. Moves across for the free hit. Swings and couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Survives the free hit here, Sehwag. And that turns out to be just a single, which brings 50 up here. Chennai Super Greens 51 for no loss after 5. While speaking about sponsors, we have to speak about machines, Idea Institutions, Nandu Courts, and obviously to all those sponsors who made this possible. Would like to give a special thanks to webstreaming.in for being streaming partners. They made this too, and another quality live match which we didn't had earlier. They've been one among the top broadcasts in South India, expanding their borders, streaming fan code tournaments as well. Would also like to thank Jason Tourism Private Limited. Finally, the man we spoke a lot about his potential to pick wickets, especially to break the partnerships. Known for breaking partnerships, known for creating impacts. Raghava with the ball to finish things off in the power play. The tempting length out there from Raghava straight away. Speaking about that series in 1970s, when West Indies came to play in Chennai, before that they also played a couple of games in Kolkata and the other city as well. In fact, Delhi and the other city as well. They have supposed to play the fourth test in Kolkata. The third one is happening in Madras, and that's when Andy Roberts picked up 8 wickets in day one. Flicks it away, and the timing seems to be perfect as it eventually rolls over the boundary ropes as well. Positive batting display here from Sai. Despite of the bowling changes, he was not convincing himself to stop scoring runs on the board. This is last over of power play, and you have to try your maximum luck. Not a better stroke. It was in the air, in fact. So while picking those 8 wickets, Andy Roberts is one among the key bowlers of the Fab Four, along with Colin Kraft, Michael Holding. So these bowlers, Malcolm Marshall, were pretty dominant bowlers of that era of West Indies. And imagine in Chennai, a fast bowler picking up 8 wickets on day one. This is not just about the ability of Andy Roberts, it's also about the way how the condition helped the fast bowlers to do well. That eventually goes closer with a miscommunication. So that's the kind of impact Chennai had initially. The fast bowlers enjoyed picking up wickets, and then India understood what's their strength exactly and what's the strength of the other oppositions who were ruling the game. That time England were ruling the game. They had quality fast bowlers, all-rounders. Swing and a miss, and finally gets a breakthrough as well. Raghava came in and got the wicket of Sai as well. That's what we've been speaking about. Every time when this man comes in, the partnership breaks and the momentum being gathered by the bowling unit. One more time he proves that. Sai tried to find the aerial route. The intention was to go for the big shot. It was also on his strong zone, which turned out to be his weak zone. A slight bit of movement away from the batter. Excellent bowling from Raghava. 55 for 1. Sai walks back to the pavilion.
ஒண்ணா ரெண்டெண்ணம் கொடுக்காமரா
Mukesh, the new batter, into the crease in at number 3. Been a promotion here for Mukesh to bat up in the order. Very good bowling that turned out to be, with the way how Raghava picked up a wicket. But while speaking about that particular innings, when India was struggling to score runs on the board, only one batter stood strong for the side, scored 97, which is Gundappa Vishwanath. Was turned out to be a big match savior in that particular innings. Not just in that particular game, Gundappa Vishwanath had this habit of being a good finisher. What Mahendra Singh Dhoni later did in international cricket was done by Gundappa Vishwanath, but he turned out to be underrated. Have also scored a century in Kolkata the next game. But the thing is that fast bowlers purchase wickets. Fast bowlers enjoy coming here and picking up wickets. So India wanted to have some upper hands for them. So in India, the oppositions like West Indies, England, Australia and Pakistan even had good fast bowling lineup. So if these teams comes, they have to struggle, and that's when the spinners were growing in India. Chandrasekhar, Bishan Singh Bedi. So this spin duos have started doing dominant performances, which also being a standout option for Team India. And then they have started redefining the conditions for spin attack. The way how the pitch is maintained have become a little drier, and that eventually turned out to be tradition in creating pitches. Maybe that's it. It might also be a cooked up story, but that's what many people believes, that Chennai was specifically once a fast bowler's paradise, but eventually by time it turns out to be a spinner's venue. This has a lot of captains' involvements too. That's the core thing about it. But Coimbatore, on the whole, is having a different nature of condition altogether, especially this wicket. Kudos to the ground staff of 22 yards. They did a wonderful job to maintain such good quality wicket for this big day. Single to end the over, and he's getting off the mark with that single. Mukesh, 57 for 1.
End of power play. Score 57. ஆறு ஓவர்கள் முடிவில் அணியின் எண்ணிக்கை 57. End change.
எக்ஸ்போஷர் கம்மி காலையில் 9 மணிக்கு
37 for 1 with Sendil gets the ball finally.
End of power play.
It was not best of a season for him. In TNPCL, we've seen him doing really well, which happened at Trichy 2 months ago. He picked up 6 wickets in an innings, but in IPCL 2.0, Sendil was having off days. He tried bowling in new ball, he tried bowling in old ball, he tried bowling in power play. Now he's coming after the power play, but wherever he tried to bowl, the batters were seemingly having good confidence against his bowler. But today might be a different day in work today. That Sendil might be giving his best performance. Would like to welcome all the viewers out there on this fine Sunday morning. You're watching the game of cricket, which shows the passion for you towards the game. I hope you have followed the entire tournament as well. Good control performance out there, as it turns out to be just a single.
എന്താണ് എത്ര ഓവർ കഴിഞ്ഞു എത്ര 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 ഓവർ കഴിഞ്ഞു എത്ര ഓവർ കഴിഞ്ഞു ഇത് 7th ഓവർ
As things were getting into quite good under control. Strong shouts and the fingers were straight away going up. That's where the breakthrough happens here. Sendil this time is having a bright start to the morning, getting the breakthrough straight away by dismissing Narendra Sharma. The other opener is losing his way in the middle. This is a straight Yorker invading the stumps. There we could see that clearly. It's straight away onto the stumps and hits the off stump as well. Clean ball it is, and 59 for 2. Narendra Sharma walks back to the pavilion. ஆகுது சும்மாவே லேட் ஆகுது ஸோ அதனால வாட்டில் நோ கேள்வி இல்லை ப்ரோ ஆய் ப்ரோ too late. New batter comes into the crease. And at number 4, with having 12 more overs in hands, this is going to be an interesting contest to watch out for. Ramesh Naidu, the new batter, so far have been dominant performer for the side. Might be continuing to show the excellence as well in this game. While speaking about the individual performers doing well in this tournament, we have plenty of good performers despite of their team result have provided their 100% for the side. Ramesh Naidu is one among them. Now the juicy one through the covers. His backlift itself is unique to watch out for. He's basically from Vizag but stays in Madras. He's an IIT student, Ramesh Naidu. Been a top quality cricketer and his passion for the game took him here. Dot ball to end the over, that's 61 for 2.
Bowler name? Bowler name? Set of 7 overs score 62.
Okay, 3, 1, 2, ready.
Ranjit, the new bowler, into the attack. A young cricketer got his debut in TNPCL. A very young cricketer to the disabled cricket fraternity. Was given an opportunity today. He was in the dugout in the league games. And today he got chance to perform for Delhi Strikers. A young boy, but very enthusiastic cricketer in terms of fielding, bowling. Had a little bit of nervous while playing in TNPCL. But under the guidance of these experienced cricketers, he could eventually bring out his best in this match. And this man, Ramesh Naidu, have been the second leading run scorer, just behind Sunmaker, scoring 121 runs in 3 matches. Sunmaker 132. It's just 12 runs of difference. In fact, 11 runs of difference between these two. If Ramesh Naidu scores 12 runs today, he'll be the leading run scorer. But either way, there'll be a final. There'll be Sunmaker batting one more time today. But so far, it's been a top quality performance from him. Even Sai have did a spectacular job in terms of scoring runs on the board. Cuts it away, catches the call, and that is taken. A soft dismissal, and Mukesh, the batter, being dismissed. Ranjit straight away got the breakthrough. I'm really happy to see such young cricketers coming in and getting the breakthrough. This one, a good length outside the off stump. The intention is to cut it away, but didn't got the complete commitment to the shot. And that's no mistakes done by the point fielder out there. Disappointed Ramesh Naidu shows his frustration out there. 64 for 3 it is. Mukesh walks back to the pavilion. Subhash Gandhi, the new batter, comes in at number 5. Despite of considering this as a match for the third position, they are also giving opportunities to the young cricketers for both the sides, focusing on the future. This is not less than a competitive game, but more than a formality game. In that middle space where we could see young boys given a chance, and that's clean bowl, back-to-back wickets as well. Subhash Gandhi straight away tried to go for the slog sweep. Look at that energy and happiness on the face. When some cricketers wins, it feels like we are winning. Ranjit, that pleasant smile on his face. Look at that flighted delivery, and he is nowhere having control on that ball. Poor batting display from Subhash Gandhi. Couldn't use the opportunity he got. 64 for 4 it is.
Hat-trick ball. Remain 2 balls in this over.
On a hat trick now, Ranjit. With Vivek, the new batter, comes in at number 6. Doesn't have any special field positioning for the hat trick ball. And that's been good control batting display. Misses out the hat trick opportunity, but yet this is a very good bowling display. Could have tried bowling round the wicket as well. As this is a left-handed batter, will be having more opportunities to dismiss the batter while bowling round the wicket. Swing and a miss. Wonderful over coming to an end. That's 64 for 4 after 8.
எட்டு ஓவர்கள் முடிவில் 4 விக்கெட் இழப்பிற்கு 64.
Sandil continues to bowl. Cuts it away. That seems to be best of a timing. Yet there is a fielder in deep. Well, speaking about the standalone performers, this is really hard being out there to play leather ball cricket, a white ball cricket with all the rules being included as if it's a professional real cricket. Some were leg category cricketers, some were hand category cricketers. The illness will be different and the discomforts will be different. Yet these players are managing to provide the entertainment. There weren't any reasons. This is why it's not possible. Okay, I couldn't do this, but anyway, I'll try to do it in a different way. That's the mindset we could see. Some batters were going straight down the ground like Santosh Kumar, and some batters were trying to play cheeky shots like Harish Kumar. So everyone are finding with their own mindset on approaching the game. That's why cricket is a mind game. You can play and treat this as a mind game that doesn't need any power. You need not to play a monster shot unless it requires 1 ball 6 runs, which is very rare phenomena anyway. But apart from that, just use the pace of the ball, just guide it away. Those uppercuts played by Sehwag and Sachin, paddle sweeps by Sachin, reverse sweeps, AB de Villiers, switch hits by Kevin Peterson, Tilakaratne Dirshan, scoop shot. Everything came under the thought process on how to approach a tactical delivery. You can't just blindly respect a good ball in a T20 format. That doesn't mean you can't also maintain the strike rate. Wonderful shot, that is Ramesh Naidu. And that is why he is one among the top quality batters, a second leading run scorer of the tournament. Just let the ball to come in and places it as late as possible. I never thought this is piercing between the fielders and picks the gap. That is tremendous placement out there. Sweeper cover didn't have any chance to get closer to that. Steps out this time. Much better one through the covers, but this time sweeper cover in the right place. will be getting a couple of runs on the board. As he equals the number with Sunmaker now, Ramesh Naidu is the leading run scorer of this tournament, IPCL 2.0 now. Oh, that's in the air. But he's having typically similar kind of shots that the length doesn't changes. That's the problem here. 74 for 4 after 9.
End of 9 overs, score 74. ஒன்பது ஓவர்கள் முடிவில்
Picks the gap and the placement seems to be perfect. Ramesh Naidu now trying to give chill treatments to the set bowler. Okay, you got a 2 wicket. That doesn't mean I have to respect you. If you bowl a bad ball, this will be my reaction, says Ramesh Naidu. He never had that respect for the bowlers. It's not about the respect with the way you treat them. It's about the respect with the way you treat their balls. If it's a good ball, I'll respect. If it's a bad ball, doesn't mean about your reputation. I'm going to go for it. Such a confident batter. Another loose delivery. Another one that kept under control. But find the fielder at deep. As this went on to be a loophole as well. Chance for the third run. This is a bit of reluctant approach from the fielder, which leads them to score a couple of runs on the board. I don't say this is a good idea of bringing Vivek back on strike to Ranjit. It seems like Ranjit is still having that wicket-taking ability. His rhythmic bowling at the right areas, despite of a few loose balls. A little bit of risky one. Good try from Ranjit anyway. As they were trying to conceive this as a positive intent. And that's why I mentioned overthrows have been the biggest identity of this tournament, IPCL 2.0. Overthrows and leg wide plus force. That actually defines this entire tournament, as most of the times we've seen overthrows which delays the entire process. Good work done behind. Ranjit should try bowling round the wicket. I feel a bit of hesitation, a bit of control that was taken by the batter, as this angle is not much suitable for Ranjit, especially for left-handed batters. But this is quite good as the fingers gone up. A blind shot from Vivek. He was not even reading the ball to the full. An extra flighted delivery earns another wicket for Ranjit. Third wicket for him. And that's 84 for 5. You could clearly see that picture. It took a little bit of risk on bowling onto the slot for the batter. Slow and flighted delivery. And that comes Vivek. Was not reading the ball well. That's a poor shot selection as well. 84 for 5. Vivek walks back to the pavilion. The duo giants finally. The skipper himself with a bat. And at number 7. Batted really well yesterday. Played some cheeky shots despite of that being a losing game. Should try to show the similar kind of class today. Harish, along with Ramesh Naidu. All that Ramesh Naidu needs is this kind of partner to help him carry on with the innings. Ramesh Naidu knows how to build this innings to the next level. But all he requires is a good partner to support him. Harish would be that partner. Oh, this is really challenging one from Ranjit. The way how he invades the stumps doesn't let the batters to go out of control. You can use straight bat against such bowlers. The more you try using cross bats, the more they have advantage. Oh, that is a tremendous shot out there. Good try from the fielder as well. Couple of runs on the board. As Ramesh Naidu is even looking out for the third run. 10 gets completed, that's 87 for 5.
Overs score 87. End of 10 overs score 87. Bowler name. Bowler name.
Change of bowler. A new bowler into the attack. Thiago, the new bowler. Tossed up delivery goes over the bowler's head, but couldn't find the distance that he's looking for. Harish is new to the crease, might be having some time to get himself well into the conditions. But whereas on the other hand, if you do such mistakes to Ramesh Naidu, this will surely be dispatched. Much better one here. Chance for the second run as well, as they're intending to go for the second run. Wonderful running between the wickets. Speaking about playing against spinners in India, sweep shots have been one wonderful way of approaching spinners. I'd like to continue it where we left this topic. When spinners have started booming well in India than the other countries, that became an advantage for India as a spin bowling country. And that's when batters have also adapted themselves in terms of playing spin. That's a short, strong appeal. And the batter being dismissed is Ramesh Naidu. Could you believe that? This is very unfortunate as the danger man is gone. It's an extra flighted delivery, almost landing near the foot of Ramesh Naidu. He tried to overhit the ball. The backlift was heavy, which doesn't let you to get under the ball early. Look at that, the backlift. And that's why he misses out. And there have been a bit of variation as well. Wonderful one from Thiago. That's 90 for 6.
Six wickets down.
Zala Gentibhai, the new batter, comes in at number 8. Straight away trying to find ways to get off the mark. As this being an 18 overs game, we may not be sure which will be the pass score, but yet I'll say anything less than 130 is not going to be a fightable as far as what we've seen in this tournament so far. Swing and a miss, one more chance. This time a flat and quicker delivery to Harish, which he was not at all expecting.
Ball of the over.
Strong shouts and no signs of that being a dismissal. Single to end the over, that's 11 gets completed, 92 for 6.
End of 11 overs score 92. End of 11 overs score 92.
Continues out to bowl Ranjit. 3 wickets so far. Might also be looking forward to get another one. Little bit of risky approach from Harish, and you got to see a lot from this like this. He's a busy cricketer, trying to play cheeky shots, sweeps, scoops, reverse sweeps. We got to see everything even against a top quality fast bowler. So against a spinner, this is nothing short of an unusual thing. Finds the aerial route and the distance as well, as it eventually hit the compound wall. Tremendous shot out that from Harish, and the way how he swept the ball. This is going to give a statement to Ranjit. If you miss, I hit. The way how he got under the ball, the way how he bent his right knee. That is typical Indian batting. Only Indians and maybe Sri Lankans could do this. That soil have also been geographically similar to what Chennai reacts. Spin bowling tracks, dry conditions. Pulls it away one more time. This time there is a man in deep. Chance for the second run. Good stop over that. That turns out to be just a single. Will that wicket taking now continues for Ranjit? 3 wickets in just 2 overs. Now there is a change of batter. Zala Genti Bhai. That is quite unfortunate that it's not hitting onto the stumps from Ranjit. Just 7 runs coming off this over. Still an economical over. Just 1 sixer completely destroys the numbers of this over. Left out of his control. The more the batter is covering the stumps, the more Ranjit tries to bowl outside the off stump. This is more like showing a little bit of fear. You have to be much confident on invading the stumps. Oh, poor length that is, and that's been taken in control by Zala. And he's known for playing short shots. Boundary to end the over. That's 104 for 6. This was what the length we've been speaking about. Not an appropriate length to Ranjit. And sweeper cover was standing square. 104 for 6.
மைக்கு வாயிருக்கா அது ஏது மைக்குண்ணா
Thiago continues to bowl. Now last 6 overs in action. More like a death over as he's continuing out to bowl. They're dealing with the spinners, which requires the batting unit to generate much more power to score runs on the board. On strike Harish, the captain, giving his instinct one more time. Good appeal. That turns out to be miscommunications too. Is there we could see they're asking the on-field umpire Vignesh on this particular appeal. Some hesitation. Taking back a look at that. This is what exactly happened in that ball. This was what happened. He tried to play it through the covers and seems like he got the catch. Seems like a fair catch. That's what they're appealing for. And the on-field umpires were having a discussion towards that. There we could see the ball is traveling. Seems like a fair one, as it's been taken perfectly. His hands were under the ball. But we got to wait for the on-field umpire's decision. Seems like it's not given out.
Okay, one ready. 3 live. 3 live. Bro, bro.
That's quite unfortunate. Since review systems were not there in this tournament, whatever decisions given by the on-field umpires will be stayed.
1-9.
Lucky run here for Harish. Tossed up delivery this time. And that the placement looks out to be perfect. Boundary. Zala Gentibai is a busy cricketer. Usually hits such boundaries and sixers. This time it's been a gifted delivery from the bowler. Thiago. Come on, Gentibai, hit me for a boundary. Thank you so much, says Zala Gentibai. Much better one. Every time this line and length approached, the batter showed some respect. Should continue carrying on with a similar kind of intent towards the end of this innings. The numbers are already seeming to be good, and it's challenging to fight on in the second innings. A reverse sweep this time, got the connection as well, and nobody will stand at the deep eventually. Finally gets a result that he was looking for, Harish. Anyway, this is another full toss delivery that he tried to give it an extra flight to the ball, and that's been taken good control by Harish, where no man standing at the deep. Trenton so far with 2 more to go. Another tossed up delivery that's high in the air, and that find the placement as well, as we'll be getting a couple of runs on the board. Turns out to be 12 already. A busy cricketer, Harish. Not at all trying to go over the long on fielder or long off fielder. Doesn't need to be stylish, but it needs to have some numbers increasing. Is clearly playing number games, Harish. How many runs that could provide me? 1 or 2. This time finds the aerial route, conventional stroke making, and lands in a no man's area as well, as it goes for boundary to end the over. 120 for 6 after 13.
Score 120. 13 ஓவர்கள் முடிவில் அணியின் எண்ணிக்கை 120.
This was the tossed up delivery. He didn't got much better connection, but the placement was perfect where long on couldn't get closer to the ball. Yet he came. The soccer skill is not helping him. .120 for 6. With Raghava back into the attack, time for some pace. Big shot, and that got the distance as well. Zala Gentipai straight away dispatches it to the compound wall. Look at the stance, he was already prepared 1 step ahead, and that's why he could get under the ball and comfortably swing the bat for maximum. This is really good batting, really good partnership for the 7th wicket. As this is really good stuff to watch out for. Continues after bowl Raghava. Cuts it away as it fell short of the fielder as well. trying to keep things under control. Yet it started with a maximum, gets the number of runs it requires to get, as we're having 5 more overs to be bowled, which ensures that they could end anywhere around 160 or 180. Another one high in the air and beats up the fielder as well. Comfortable stop over there from the fielder. Thought this would go for the boundary, but eventually good stop from the fielder. Another one up in the air. This time, fielders converging together, only to let it land in the ground. As these connections were not getting into the middle of the blade and eventually helping the batters not to lose their wickets as well. 10 already with 2 to go. Raghava is indeed in picking up this wicket to break the partnership, but that's not happening as I've expected. Surprising to see Vignesh was not bowling today. Should have been a regular commodity for the side, but today is taking a little bit break and giving it to Ranjit and Thiago. Maybe that's one of those areas where the game went out of their control for Delhi. This time picks the gap, pierces between the fielders, and it eventually gets a fielder at the deep anyway. Couple of runs on the board to finish things off. That's 14 completed, 133 for 6.
Score 133.
That's high in the air as it picks the gap as well. Starts off with the boundary. Every over, the things are starting with the boundary. That's pretty positive sign for them. Especially with the way how Jala Zentibai and Harish were understanding each other in terms of building this partnership. This one is more into the slot with less pace. Not a regular style of bowling from him. Usually generates a lot of pace, Shaiju. This is his go-to length. As the run rate is still in good control over there. Now it's back of length. The batters might be looking on to play it into the back foot. When you look at the Vegan wheel of these two batters, 90% of the shots were onto the front foot. Forget Harish reverse sweeps and cheeky shots, but whichever that's been played conventionally were front footed shots. Since we've seen spinners bowling a long while, but fast bowlers should try putting the batters into the back foot. Let them check the quality of the helmet. Once you start bowling those bouncers, this will surely happen. But it's not happening as the bowlers were intending to attack the stumps. And that's why it's pushing them out of control. Fix the gap and placement seems to be perfect. Couple of runs on the board for that as well. Eight so far in this over, with 2 to end the over. This seems out to be pretty much better with the way how it's been controlled. Getting closer to his 30s now, Harish. We just want to end the over. Dot ball to end the over onto the slot one more time. 142 for 6 after 15.
End of 15 overs, score 142. 15 ஓவர்கள் முடிவில் அணியின் எண்ணிக்கை 142. Last 3 overs. Bowling will end in last 3 overs.
Strong shouts. No chance of that's been given out over there. Raghava gets the ball. Third over for him. Been giving his 200%. Harish expecting that one first victory registration. If that happens, they'll be really happy with their efforts. Chennai Super Greens. That's high in the air, and that is a beautiful shot out there as it eventually crosses the boundary ropes as well. Turning out to be an outstanding cricketer, Harish, with his 360-degree approach. This is much better one, especially when you play it against the pace. Look at the connection. Keenly observes the ball and times is on the middle of the blade. Oh, that is tremendous batting. More like a switch hit. It reminds us of Kevin Peterson and David Warner. Through the covers this time as the fielder chases down the ball. Will be a couple of runs on the board as well. I think these are coming out of practice. Way more than that. The one secret that most of them will not telling you is that eye contact. The more your head is stable, the better you could choose a shot selection. Look at his head position. It's still and watching the ball alone, and that's why it comes out with the difference. So for playing scoop shots or sweep shots, if you want to play such cheeky shots, make sure your head is still and it's only watching the ball. Only watching the ball. A second of missing it, you might be playing a wrong shot. And that's why these shots are very tough to play. Players like Mahendra Singh Dhoni have never tried to play such shots, as that's not their comfort zone. If it's not working for you, you should never try. And finally, that seems to be the breakthrough as well. This time, a perfect delivery to stop such batters from taking those measures. Raghava gets a breakthrough again. This time, it's Harish, the batter, being dismissed. One more time, it's an attacking delivery onto the stumps as the bowler intended to invade the wickets, as Harish have tried to play it over the fine leg fielder, who's already way prepared for that, and that hits the off stump. 151 for 7. $151 for 7. Gurmal Brad, the new batter, comes in at number 9. Sometimes been promoted up the order as well. But today, in terms of giving opportunities to many cricketers like Mukund, they've been pushing him down the order. Gurmal Brar, another interesting batter to watch out for. Last ball of this Raghav was over. Gets thickish outside edge. And that comes an appeal. Turns down by the on-field umpire. Single to end the over. That's 152 for 7.
of 16 overs, score 152. Last 2 overs of this series.
Good start to go with the single. Now it's up to Salah Gentibai to take up that responsibility. As things are quite good under control. That's high in the air and covers the distance as well. Good try from the fielder. It goes for maximum anyway. Zala Gentibai resumes the game where Harish left it. But this is way more confident stroke making with the way how he clears the distance. Tremendous batting out there. As they're playing smart and sensible cricket to hold the game for a while. There were times when the target was expected to be under 120 or 130 when the top order batters are losing their wickets in a regular interval of time. But now look at the way how one partnership have changed the context of the game. Now the expectations are moving towards 170s and 80s, which is going to be a winning total for sure. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. 9 of this over already with one more to go from Shaiju empty. 2 is the call. And they'll surely be satisfied with the single they got. Single to end the over, that's 162 for 7.
End of 17 overs, score 162. Last over of the series. Bowled by Singh.
It's high in the air as it landed safely. Gets onto the feather. Strong appeal. Doesn't seems to be conceiving the wicket over there. 164 for 7 it is, with Shewak starting off with a couple of good deliveries. Swings and got the connection better. 2 is the call. And they are satisfied with just the single over there. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. flicks it away, and that gives the timing as well. Wonderful timing, and the placement seems to be perfect as the scoreboard moves to 170 now. This was that shot. With the way, look at his wrist positioning, the way how he rolls the bat while finishing the shot, that gave him the comfort to reach onto the boundary ropes. Another big shot. It's high in the air and got the distance as well. Goes for the maximum. And that moves to 176 the scoreboard. And Zala Gentiba is into his 40s. Look at the shot selection. Just moving out his legs. And more of flicking it onto the cow corner region. 8 for his 54 for 180. Much better one from Shewak this time, as it turns out to be a wicket to finish things off at the last ball of this innings. 176 for 8 it is at the end of 18 overs to finish things off in the first innings. Have been tremendous batting out that despite of a slow and poor start from the batters of Chennai Super Greens. Initially they made it in the middle overs and built the partnership that end this innings to 176 for 7 in 18 overs. Will surely be a fighting total. Let's gonna wait and watch on what's the answer for this to Delhi Strikers. With the bat, we gotta appreciate the efforts of Zala Genti boys. 42 not out. Sai scored an impactful 31. Ramesh Naidu's 23 and Harish 36. Made sure that they posted this. And with the ball, we have pretty decent performers. Bablu 2 overs 7 for 0. Raghava 3 overs 29 for 2. Sendil 2 overs 15 for 1. Ranjit pick up the bowler through 3 overs 27 for 3 and Thiago 2 overs 21 for 1. Shaiju empty 4 overs 45 for 0 is one of those expensive spells out there today. 177 is the target here for Delhi Dynamic Strikers to win the game. While heading back to whatever happened so far on this after losing the toss, the Chennai Super Greens were invited to bat first as Delhi decided to bowl first. In response, we started watching these height stroke makings as the openers have started giving some decent starts, especially with the way how Sai batted. He took up the entire responsibility of the innings, whereas Narendra Sharma playing a few cover drives and Sai's pull shots and altering of lengths have also been punished by this batter. That's how the partnership was being built. They have joined hands together. 55 runs put down by the openers, and then came the destruction. The opening partnership being broken by Raghava when he came on, dismissed the wicket of Sai by taking a clean bowl. But even before that, these full tosses were taken care by Sai. In fact, back-to-back toss balls were also being bowled by him, and then finally he brought in the breakthrough that they've been looking for to start their instinct of picking out wickets. These were lucky runs, in fact. These were went for boundary. That's the style of Sai's batting. And then this exactly happened to the Raghava's over. He was not expecting that to happen, but that eventually happened, which leads Mukesh to come in at number 3. Mukesh got promotion up the order. We were expected him to perform well, but unfortunately, the wicket of Narendra Sharma straight away by Sendil have been pushing them under pressure, and then Mukesh have also lost his wicket, losing 3 wickets in the middle. They have struggled for 64 for 3, which eventually became 4 as this new man, the debutant Ranjit, making back-to-back wickets of Mukesh and Subhash Gandhi, turning out to be turning point of this game. It was 64 for 4 at that point of time when these two batters joining hands together, Vivek and Ramesh Naidu, but it wasn't last long as Vivek have also lost his wicket to Ranjit. That's how it happened. Then came the captain himself onto the crease to build up the partnership with Ramesh Naidu. But Ramesh Naidu unfortunately lost his wicket to Thiago, and that's how the innings have been continued so far. Every new batter came into good form. The other batter lost his way in the middle. That's how the wicket started falling down. When Ramesh lost his wicket, it was 90 for 6. And then a huge partnership finally happened. Harish M and Zala Gentibai putting hands together. Both started scoring boundaries and six, especially with the way Zala started dealing it in maximums once time's gone away. But what's most impressive is the way how Harish played those cheeky shots, those sweeps, paddle sweeps, reverse sweeps, switch hits even, and a few shots as a slog sweeps as well. But this man has straight out approach to go for big shots. Zala Gentibai 6 or 4, but play it as straight and squarer as possible, never looking into fine options or never looking behind. And that's how Harish lost his way in the middle after scoring 36 runs. But Zala Gentibai continued out the explosions by scoring 3 sixes today and 4 boundaries on his name, which includes this one also. Before he lost his wicket by a run out, he's been ensured that the team is posting a decent total at the scoreboard. That's 176 for 8 at the end of 18 overs. Openers came in. This is going to be a big task for them, chasing down 177. Definitely it's not going to be an easy one. But Rajni, I'm sorry, would like to see who are the openers out there. Shevag might be run by to Gunaseelan. I think Gunaseelan is in one end, and the other end we might be expecting. It's more like similar kind of opening combination which we've used in the previous game as well, where the openers got retired out, one of the opener. But anyway, 177 in 20 overs is challenging, but they got to chase 177 in 18 overs. Will it be a thrilling encounter? Let's wait and watch. Harish get the ball as usual. A typical left-arm pacer, one of the finest fast bowlers in India when it comes to para cricket. Swing and a miss straight away, bowling way outside the off stump. The only thing that went out of control from Harish is the leg wide goes for boundary. Shaiju opens the innings surprisingly. As you could see him on the picture, scored an 80 against the same opposition last game. That gave him a promotion up the order to score well in the power play. They have to take things right under control from the power play. Gets up the mark with that single. Govindarasu, in fact. It's not Gunaseelan. Quite good under control with the way how they started rotating the strike. As he's setting things up over there, Harish, the thought process matters a lot for a fast bowler. If you think certain things right, you have to go with that ideology. Sometimes on a losing game or something that went out of their control, the entire team might try to convince you that what you're approaching is wrong. Oh, that is beautiful shot. This man walks forward and places it through the covers. Shaiju empty gets up the mark with a boundary, and that's the first boundary of the innings. They need to score a lot more like this. But this is a bright start. That's supposed to be a full and delivery from Harish, as Shaiju MD walked away a bit and converted it as almost a close delivery, more like in Yorker. Speaking about an ideology of a fast bowler, sometimes if it does work, everyone says, oh, that's a good idea. And if it's not working, results were not helping, they may say that it's not a good idea. All they have to keep in mind is the bowlers, that they have to believe in that idea. Catches the call. That fell short anyway. They have to believe in that idea. For me, I have to expect Harish to bowl onto the stump line. He might be having this fear factor, oh, I'm bowling wide plus fours. That may be the expectation of more pace. You could provide more pace, bring more pace. The moment you think about bringing more pace, you'll lost to bowl with accuracy. So it's better to focus on the accuracy first and then the pace. He can eventually attack the stumps one after the other for all the 6 balls, and that way he could provide a lot of results to the game. And that's a direct hit, as the appeal seems to be convincing, where the batter had reached anyway. Wonderful work down at the point region. The batters must be careful while running between the wickets. Well, that is very much important. Well, speaking about the psychological impact, if you make a bowler to start think about that, eventually if results doesn't favor, at some point of time bowlers will start believing that, oh, the entire teammates were right, or the people are speaking about this were right, we have to bowl it outside the off stump and then to invade the stumps. There is no such right formula. It's about the perspectives. People are sharing their perspectives, but the one who is a doer should try to believe in their instinct. Now one pick of the gap, and that placement looks to be perfect. Boundary it is to end the over. That's first over getting completed. 11 for no loss. This time walked away. He's walking forward to just avoid the LBWs, it seems. 11 for no loss. Sai gets the ball straight away. Third over and third bowler, in fact second over and the second bowler comes into the attack. He usually opens the innings both with the bat and with the ball. The captain has a lot of trust on him, giving more opportunities. Harish. Shaiju is a dangerous bowler. I'm sorry, batter. We've seen the way how he scored boundaries against Harish. He'll try to unsettle the bowlers early in the power play and then score runs on the board. Look at that, he's walking forward one after the other and the placement seems to be perfect. One more boundary to Shaiju as it hits the boundary banner of Sri Ramakrishna Hospital. This is much better delivery, a little bit of riskier one, but eventually even if it hits the pads, you can't confidently ask the appeal as this man is walking forward every time, which avoids him to lose his wicket through bowls and LBW. So two options were avoided, which improves more confidence. It's better to bring the wicketkeeper closer to the stumps, just to threaten the batter. These were the tactical approaches that a captain should try to do. Bringing wicketkeeper closer to the stumps might stop the batter from stepping out and psychologically block him from thinking. Another one pulled away and nobody standing at the deep, this time into the aerial route, but doesn't find the outfield well as the ball is not showing interest to go over the boundary ropes. Now they have to run between the wickets to get a couple of runs on the board anyway. 3 runs for that. And that takes Shaiju to the non-strikers in as well. "19 for no loss." Bit of positive start in the power play, taking their own time in the middle, the CSG bowlers, on what needs to be done. Cuts it away and the timing is perfect. Govindarasu this time takes a turn to score the boundary. You took the previous over, I'll take this over. In fact, you've already took this over, Shaiju, anyway, as it is turning out to be an expensive over from Shai. Look at that. Look at the way how he created the width for himself by moving himself to the leg side. This is a strong zone of Govindarasu. He's a very good cutter of the ball, especially in the power play. The way how he cuts and pulls the ball have been impressive. Look at that. He naturally moves leg side to create width to play the cut shot. 12 already with one more to go from Sai. It's really hot weather here today at Coimbatore. Day 1 was breezy. There were rain signs, but day 2 and day 3 were very hot today and yesterday. Much better one from Sai to end this over. 2 gets completed, 23 for no loss.
2 overs, score 23. 2 overs, score 23.
Gets Tikish outside it. Jan beats up the third man as well. Good try from the fielder. Hope he's okay. But that have been a tremendous stop out there. Gave his 100% to save the boundary. But here it's been leaked down. That's the problem. Overthrows have been unstoppable in this cricket. IPCL 2.0. Look at that effort. 100 marks to that. Saves 2 runs for his side. I think Harish seems to be blonde in his thought process, that everyone could read his mind. What happens if something went out of control? He'll try to bowl a Yorker or something onto the stumps. And that's why Shaiju MT is playing positive cricket. There'll nothing out of that. There'll not be a slower delivery. There'll not be a cutter delivery. He'll straight away try to attack the stumps with pace. So if we are conscious, we could eventually score the sixer. Flicks it away. Another beautiful shot this time. Shaiju gets another boundary. Seems like that is a terrific game in front. A spicy T20 encounter is going to be there if Shaiju bats in this fashion towards innings. Oh, he is just playing cricket against one of the top quality bowlers. The biggest asset here for Delhi Dynamics strikers. Six runs so far coming off this over. He might be going desperate to pick the wicket, but do something out of the box. Tossed up delivery, that's high in the air, and nobody standing in the deep to save that. One bounce boundary again. Every time he's walking forward, there is no bouncer, there is no back of length. Not at all testing the footwork of the batter. Harish is losing its way in the middle. He lost his confidence. That's pressure on the bowler for sure. Someone have to discuss with the bowler. The Vegan wheel seems to be pretty similar. Walks forward, plays a front-footed shot. Walks forward, plays a front-footed shot. Push the batter onto the back foot one time. Ask your wicket keeper to be aware. Another one gets thickish outside edge. Yet it covers the distance as well. Goes for boundary. Hat-trick of boundaries it is from Shaiju empty. And nothing learned from the mistakes here from Harish. One more length that offers him to go score boundary. As these were quite good under control. 14 coming off this over with one more to go. Into the 30s now, Shaiju of just 10 balls. Is looking really confident in chasing down this target. Flicks it away. And one more onto the cards. 4 boundaries in a row. That's 18 runs coming off the toe from Shaiju. 41 for no loss.
End of 3 overs. Score 41.
That's one leg up in the air from him. In fact, one more to end the over. Couple of runs on the board to finish things off. Now it's 45 for no loss after 3.
End of 3. Score 45.
Continues out to bowl Sai. That's a good shot. That's high in the air and chance of a wicket as well. Taken. And finally the first breakthrough is here. And that comes out to be a big fish. Has gone. What a knock it is. What an excellent knock it is. Finally Sai brings in the breakthrough. That celebration shows more of frustration than celebration. As this one batter should have changed the entire context of the game. But eventually that innings coming to an end. A wonderful knock from Shaiju empty. That's 45 for 1. Good emphasis. Chennai Super Greens ran from here. Vignesh, the captain himself, comes in at number 3 to take up the responsibility right from here. He's having that ability. I'll say that Vignesh was not completely unleashed in this tournament. He had the ability to score 70s and 80s easily. Months before, we had this TNPCL in Trichy, where he had scored 70s consistently in T20 matches. But in this tournament, we didn't saw him performing in that standard. Maybe situations were different, the pressures were different, and he might not be having much good partners at the point of time. There have been plenty of other factors as well, but Vignesh usually is a very good batter. He's not a busy campaigner, but stabilizes innings over the point of time and never wastes much balls. Swings and got the connection, but that's beautiful timing and goes for boundary. This comes out with a bit of bottom hand domination and a risky stroke from Vignesh. Look at that. Just took his wrist in control. Batters like Virat Kohli have consistently played these shots during their growing times. He's also a tremendous cricketer. Even with the ball and with the body, was almost like leading run scorer with a huge difference between first and second position. Punches hard. And I've always been the second leading wicket taker, if I'm not wrong. So he did both jobs really well in that tournament, as a leggy and as a batter. That boundary distance were very long in that tournament anyway. It's a huge ground. This is more like short boundaries which lets the batters to score runs easily. And that's one of those reasons as a leggy why he's not much successful in this particular tournament. I won't say he's not successful, but he's not up to the mark. That's over the long off fielder. Mid-off fielder, in fact. Vignesh, started showing some aggression straight away. That brings 50 up here for dynamic Delhi strikers. I think this is the same mistake that the batters does. When you look at the boundaries, all of them came and the bowlers tried to bowl fuller length or way closer than that. Any back of length or any good length was not at all punished. Except that one cut shot from Govindarasu. This is serious concern in this game. They have to look at their lengths. The reassessments must be there. If there is a drinks break, they have to keep this saying. 4 gets completed, 53 for 1. Subhash Gandhi with the ball. Swings and misses out. Couple of dot balls to begin things off here for Subhash Gandhi. Almost getting to the end of power play with the next 2 overs. The last 10 balls of power play, as Govindarasu and Vignesh have to try make use of it to the maximum. Govindarasu had one boundary, a cut shot, and nothing more than that will be expected to unleash in this over. There is a new bowler, chance to attack. Should never let the new bowler to settle himself well. Cuts it away, And there is a man in deep. Unfortunately, this is very dangerous. That everyone knows that Govindarasu is a very good cutter of the ball, and that eventually turns out to be something that controls them. Even the bad bowler lets him to cut the ball. He doesn't get the result he was looking for. It is very hot here. Have never expected this weather today. But the cricketers were surely playing with the fun and passion for the game. On the field, you'll never realize everything. When you get off the field and get back to your dressing room or get back to your place to stay, then you'll realize the amount of heat you have gone through the particular day. The tiredness will be felt at that point of time. Swing and a miss as Vignesh seems to produce some crossbat. And naturally, he's improving his bottom hand domination as well, which is very much important in T20 format. He's naturally a quality cricketer. One thing that misses out is this strike rate factor, and that's when this bottom hand domination comes in. The first boundary of his was more like a bottom hand domination. If that comes into the game, he could push that extra mile to score the boundary. Goes over the fielder and clears the distance as well. Goes for 1 bounce boundary. Another good shot out there from Vignesh. He's just carrying on the momentum left by Shaiju before he lost his wicket. And this length is continuing. Someone from the dugout have to intimate this. Only fuller length deliveries and full toss were being gone for punishment. All the boundaries came against fuller balls and full toss. No boundary for good length, no boundary for short balls. Another one up in the air. As fell short of the fielder. So this is the tactic so far with Chennai Super Greens. Don't bowl a fuller length, just bowl back of length. 5 gets completed, 59 for 1.
Score 59 for 1.
Vishnu Ramesh, the new bowler, a left arm medium pacer, starting with bowling round the wicket to Vignesh. These were much important while running between the wickets. I could see the quickness while running between the wickets, but I couldn't see the same quickness to come as a backup for the wicketkeeper. That's what missing for all the 4 teams. When the throw is being made, there is no backup for the wicketkeeper, or there is no backup for the receiver. While running between the wickets, they have this quickness, but while coming as a backup, this quickness is not there. Maybe that's why the awareness seems to be impacting the game. So many runs leaked through overthrows that impacted in the run rate as well. Trying to contain things under control. As Vishnu Ramesh intends to bowl onto the stumps, but good thing is his lengths were pretty appropriate, that it doesn't let the batters to go front foot confidently. This time it offers a bit of width, catches the call, and that is taken. Another good fielding standard here from Chennai Super Greens that earns a wicket to Vishnu Ramesh, and straight away came in, bowled a good length back to back and tempted the batter to throw his bat. Govindarasu have become a prey for the tactics. And that's no mistakes done by the sweeper cover fielder as well. You can clearly look at this length. It's a little slower and a good length outside the off stump. As you can clearly see, Govindarasu walks back to the pavilion. This was that delivery. Good length outside the off stump. Having a sweeper cover in position matters a lot. Bowls for his field positioning, and that is a wonderful catch. 60 for 1. In fact, 60 for 2. New batter Venkat in at number 4. Squeezes through the covers as the fielder chases down. Will be boundary, straight away gets up the mark. And nobody's not going to let things go down. Even if wicket falls, they're showing the same positivity as a new batter came in and continues the same run flow. This is really optimistic batting display to watch out for. Look at that. Though this is an invitation, Govindarasu trying to find the aerial route, but Venkat have played a grounded shot for the boundary. Gets up the mark with that boundary as well. Cuts it through the covers, and that's the proper placement to finish things off with the boundary. Back-to-back boundaries, and this bowler got a wicket before this batter came in. That's why modern day cricket is evolving tremendously. Though the bowler on a hat trick, if it's a loose delivery, the batter will go for a maximum. There is no fear of losing wicket. There is no pressure to save the wicket. There is no point in setting yourself. Just go for the boundary and sixers. That attacking intent is the new brand of cricket in India. Not just in India, the entire global map is looking forward to it. The T20 is soon going to be 15 overs match, 100 balls match, which is already there in England. And T10 might also be celebrated in India. This is because of the kind of aggression shown by the batters. That's how the game gets evolved. End of 6 overs, 68 for 2. .68 for 2. The chase is still on. 109 required of 72 balls. A huge possibility of making it to happen. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Vignesh, this is most crucial phase for him. In most of the games in this tournament, Vignesh had got a good start, but eventually couldn't get that to the big numbers. The conversion ratio is very low for him in this tournament. He had 30s, he had 20s, but from then on to convert that into 50s and 60s didn't happen to him. He usually has that ability, but in this tournament that didn't happen in his favor. He should focus on that area, particularly this Pierce is in between the fielders. Will be getting a couple of runs on the board as well. Continues out to bat over there. When it comes to Vegan wheel of Vignesh, he's more of an offside cricketer than the leg side. I'll score on the leg side only if it is invited, but more probably this covers long off point and even long on, including that which comes on the onside. Is very good at playing in these regions, but this time finds the deep mid wicket region, and that is a fielder anyway. Will be just a single. I think this matters a lot. I believe in this psychological impact on a cricketer. They may be in a good form, that it depends upon the kind of freeness on your mind. Your personal life should be clear, and your professional life should be in a good flow. All these things matters a lot on a farm. Strong shout. Seems like that finger's gone up. The umpire took his own time to take up the decision and finally gave something that's valid. And Subhash Gandhi earned that wicket with his shout. 71 for 3 it is. Not sure whether the batter was happy with that or not, but this was what exactly happened. He moved across and seems like plumb in front of wicket for sure. That's 71 for 3. Two balls. Dharma, the new batter, comes in at number 5. In the middle of this innings, Delhi are losing their way. This pushes Vignesh to pressure that there is a huge responsibility on his head now. Can never take any risk, can never play any loose shots. Should have to continue to play the next 11 overs. Getting himself set over there, Dharma. Have to build the partnership along with Vignesh C, as there is a long way out there. 106 required and 68 balls. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for, as that turns out to be a tremendous over out there from Subhash Gandhi. 2 and a single and a wicket. As this is quite good under control with the way how it's going. A dot ball to end the over. That's wonderful over. Just single coming off that over. 71 for 3. Vishnu Ramesan back into the attack. Vignesh C on strike. Just uses to play on top of the ball. The timing seems to be perfect with the way how he generates the timing with the pace. As this guides the way to him to score runs on the board as well. Pulls it away, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. You're trying to get some runs on the board. As that pushes him under pressure. He can't let the batter to bat for a long while as he's new to the crease, Dharma. At the same time, Vignesh should also be focusing on improving the run rate. The required run rate is 9.84, which is higher than the current run rate as of now, but the margin is not much different. But if the game flows in such fashion, this might go out of the control. And that's why the said batters should take up the responsibility of converting it to the big numbers. Only if the non-striker is ready to take up the responsibilities from their hands, they could take the risk of losing their wicket. Imagine The wicket of Shaiju have pushed them under pressure. The rest of the batters couldn't carry on the momentum. Now Vignesh C have left out with focusing on the run rate and not to lose the wicket. Two actions to be done, which lets him to feel that pressure of carrying on two operations. Quite good under control. The lengths have been amazing with Vishnu Ramesan. That's how we have dismissed the wicket of Govindarasu as well. Good length, despite of whatever the line may be. That doesn't let the batters to score single, nothing more than that. The possibilities of thinking of boundary itself will be very challenging. Maybe while stepping out, this could be possible. 3 runs so far. Goes for white ball and that goes behind as well as it hits the boundary board. This thing is not at all changing. This is a regular thing, especially for the left arm pacers. A white ball that is going for boundary as it rolls quick, and nobody's closer to the ball to carry that. Hits the boundary banner of Drytek. With one to end the over. And that's cleaning him up. Vishnu Ramesan bowls a better one. This was the intention even the previous delivery as well. But this time you've done the job well. Dharma couldn't handle the pressure out there. Lost his way in the middle. 79 for 4 after 8 overs. Could see that delivery with the way how it was being bowled. Just taking back a look at that replay. It was tremendous delivery round the wicket. It was invading the stumps. And look at that. Dharma felt confused on what needs to be done. And lost his way in the middle. 79 for 4. Work well. But it's almost 98 required of 60 balls. Almost 10 runs per over. Swing and a miss. But the result seems to be positive. You've done the mistake, but you're not taking any punishment for that. In fact, you get a reward and an advice. This was almost onto the slots outside the off stump. The intention is to clear the boundary ropes, but it got the inside edge and travels into the fine leg region for boundary. Oh, catch was the call. As that's been tight call for Subhash Gandhi. You can't be just too harsh on the bowler. as he tried his best to grab that. As these bowlers have started picking wickets, which stops the batting unit from scoring runs on the board.
Okay, 3 line. 1 line.
84 for 4.
ಇದು ಹುಡುಕಣ ತಪ್ಪು.
With 4 to end the over. As he's changing his angles. Raghava for the first time, a left-handed batter, came in as a number 6 batter. Oh, straight away intended to bowl, and Yorker miscommunication as well leads up to them not losing wickets. That is quite impressive to watch out for. Been phenomenal with his line and length. Subhash Gandhi is not attacking with the pace, he's actually just bowling at the right spots that provides the results that you're looking for. Despite of this one, this may got a bit of punishment, yet he's spot on with his accuracy, except this one, pardon me. That's what something called as commentator's curse. The moment I spoke about his accuracy, he straight away bowls a leg wide. Let's pick the opposite anyway. He's not that good at accuracy. If I speak about that, he might be picking up wickets as well. This usually happens. Doesn't have any formula behind it. Purely accidental. Quite good under control with the way how the strikes were being rotated. Interesting approach here from Delhi strikers. I've never expected this start from them. They batted really well in the power play and continues their momentum almost to the 9th over, halfway through the second innings. I'll say this is really a good number from Delhi. The only drawback is they've lost 4 wickets already. Maybe that's the area they have to work on. Big shot, high in the air, and got the treatment as well. Goes for maximum. Vignesh, this was the delivery he was waiting for, and finally dispatches it over the longer fielder. Up to the slot, opens his left leg and got himself position early, which gave him the elevation to find distance and the air as well. Camera saved anyway. Miscommunication, quick running between the wickets as well, as he's not showing any interest to throw the ball. Single to end the over will be keeping the strike back for the next over as well. It's 95 for 4 after 9 overs.
Score 95 for 4. 95, end of 9 overs.
Sai Kumar back into the attack, high in the air, and landed safely. I think these were the small areas where the fielding unit must be way aware of. Vignesh won't give such catches easily. If once given, the catch should be taken. There wasn't any fielder in that particular position. The required run rate is 9.17. Whether the current run rate is much better than that, it's 10.47. So they have to travel with the same pace to reach out to the winning numbers. There have been plenty of other batters sitting at the dugout as well. As it is turning out to be quite good under control. Big shot, catch again. As it fell short of the fielder one more time. Ramesh Naidu, the fielder. But there is a danger in this over as Sai Kumar is trying to tempt the batter so that they could throw the ball, and that's where you could dismiss the batters. You can never bowl a wonderful delivery to dismiss a batter in T20 format. Let them play. For instance, players like Rohit Sharma have lost their wickets a maximum trying to pull shot. Everyone knows that Rohit Sharma is meant to be play pull shots and he's very good at playing those pull shots. And that's where his weakness lies in between. When you make him play a lot of pull shots, there may be a chance for mistake when you have fielders in position. Beautiful placement as it travels in between the fielders and gets a couple of runs on the board as well. So it's always important to tempt the batter, bowl it onto his strong zones so that he could take the risk of playing big shots. There we could get the breakthrough. One out, 1 for 4. Chance of a run out. This things got quite good under control. This is pretty decent over from Sai Kumar despite of the previous one. But the last ball is going to be the question mark. Vignesh might surely be trying to hit it away. It's 8 run already. In fact 7 already. Finds the aerial route, catches the call. One more time it fell short of Ramesh Naidu. Go running between the wickets to finish things off. That's 1 out 4, 3 for 4.
అన్న ఇంకా మంది కొడతారా
Ramesh Naidu, the new bowler, into the attack. Vignesh knows how hard it is to face this bowler. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Usually been a very good leggy, especially to the right-handers. Vignesh have played a lot against him yesterday. Finds the aerial route, catches the call. As that fell short, in fact, that made him overexcited to lose the ball. As it turns out to be a boundary as well. This was what that shot is all about. That's when things went out onto the path straight away. Strong shouts this time, and the celebrations begin. Catch was missed and boundary have gone, but finally there is a run out opportunity here, and that's not missed by the fielders out there. Miscommunication leads up to Raghava losing his wicket. As that turns out to be 1-1-0 for 5. Just taking back a look at that dismissal. Was on to the pads, in fact, as they intend to run for the first one, which is successful. Problem began when they tried to go for the second run, which was not at all possible. Wonderful throw out that from the short third man, and good work done by the wicketkeeper as well. 1-1-0 for 5.
നമ്മുടെ എക്സ്റ്റൻഷൻ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ മുരുകണ്ണൻ്റെ അതെടുത്തൊന്നാണ്
Thiago, the new batter, comes in at number 7. As they're slightly losing their way in the middle. This is still gettable, 67 of 45 balls. They can make it a little early as well. But it's up to the way how the batters were going to show confidence right from here. Gets on strike Thiago in at number 7. Having straight away strips in position, Ramesh Naidu. For the brand new MRF bat, Thiago. Strong shouts. This is almost getting closer. That they must be very careful. Ramesh Naidu has the ability to turn the ball as well as to move it straight forward. He's very good at bowling those straight deliveries, making you to expect a turn. Another one high in the air, chance of a catch. And one more time that's been put down by the fielder. There have been many catch opportunities, but we didn't saw that happening. And the finger's gone up anyway. That's another run out, it seems. That's a direct hit. Miscue in the middle. And the man dismisses the captain himself, Vignesh C. These were magical moments out there. Chennai Super Greens finally bringing out some momentum together as a team. Triple one for six. Now the scoreboard is in Nelson. With two new batters into the crease. With Thiago came at 7. And there is a new batter coming in at number 8 as well. Seems like Mohammad Sajid, the new batter, comes in.
ഇടയ്ക്ക് കമ്പ് വരൂലേ അപ്പോൾ വേണം മറി അപ്പുറം റെഡി കമ്പല്ല കമ്പ് തമിഴിൽ എന്നാ കമ്പം കഴിയാ എന്നുവെച്ചാ
Mohammad Sajid, the new batter. Took his own time as there have been decision confusions out there whom to send at number 8. But I see this is slightly changing in this over when Ramesh Naidu came in. Smiling face, obviously. Didn't pick up wicket but eventually made to happen 2 runouts. Good fielding standards from Chennai Super Greens. A dot ball to end the over. That's triple on for 6. Clean bowled as it hit the stump straight away. Vivek came in as a new bowler, brings on the breakthrough as well. Mohammad Sajid, with the batter being dismissed, came in as a number 8 batter but couldn't create an impact in the innings. Straight away walks back to the pavilion without scoring. Well, this was a flighted delivery intended to attack the stumps. Vivek had one formula, just invade the stumps. And that formula was quite successful as well. Look at that. Is not at all onto the range of the ball. 1-1-1 for 7 it is. Ranjit, the new batter, the debutant, picked up 3 wickets with the ball. Just a school student making his way to the para cricket. A huge fraternity. His future might be bright as the para cricket staffs and members are working hard on providing good career option for para cricketers. This boy, this little boy, aging 17 or 18, making his debut at this point of time, might see a huge future going forward. Picked up 3 wickets, and now with the bat. He was usually calm and composed. A wonderful team man, but not much of an active person, gelling with everyone and creating moments. He just smiles and be in the moment. Pulls it away to contain things under control. Swings and got the connection better, and that is taken. Soft dismissals as Ranjit tried to go over the mid-on fielder, but the elevation that he was looking for was not comfortable. He couldn't meet at the range of the ball, as it eventually leads out to be him losing the wicket. 111 for 8 it is, as Nelson is actually taking a lot more to be done in this game. Everything was perfect, but doesn't connect it well, and didn't got the distance as well. Bob Blue, the new batter, usually a wonderful fast bowler, opens the innings with the ball. Now comes up with the bat to play the final proceedings of this game. Good start to Vivek. 2 wickets, that's double wicket maiden here from Vivek. 111 for 8. Back into the attack, Sai grabbed a catch and earned a spot to bowl. There you could see, taking his own time in the middle, Sai, a wonderful team man. He's, I think, the leading run scorer, leading wicket taker in this tournament. In fact, he was on the second position. Now with this wicket, he would have moved to the first as well. That's a welcome boundary. For a long while, nobody is there. The ball took its own time. Come on, someone take me. As nobody showed interest, it eventually touches the boundary ropes. And you could see nobody on the picture either. mistake in the field positioning. Yet there is some positivity out there from Thiago in terms of scoring runs on the board. Bit of difficult to score runs on the board against that, as this is turning out to be slight a bit of pressure for them, as Thiago have rotated the strike. Now that brings Bablu back on strike, yet to get off the mark. Trying to defend it and move the scoreboard gradually over point of time, as they are fighting hard for the third position. Chennai Super Greens have never won a league match. If they win this game, they will be the third position in the points in the tournament. They'll be getting the second runner-up award. This is very good contest to watch out for, with the way how this playoff happens. "13 completed, 116 for 8. That's a bit of leading edge. Decent connection out there to go for the boundary. Bit of positive start to the over as Ramesh Naidu continues to bowl. Thiago is still showing some intent, scoring boundary on every over. Look at that. This is not much easy to play those cover drives, but somehow this man manages to play it against a flighted delivery. The more you're not trying to find the aerial route, the less the opportunities of you losing the wicket. We didn't saw much of googlies coming in this tournament, but there is still a chance for googlies come out to confuse the batter. High in the air, yet it lands in a no man's land. It's like 11 fielders on the ground, yet the ball chooses to land in a no man's area. This is very poor and very unfortunate as well. Much better one from Bablu. Not ready to lose his wicket. And it's better to rotate the strike as well to stop the batters from changing the strike. It seems like Bablu's having a bit of struggle to score runs on the board. This time goes over the bowler's head, and that is a tremendous catch taken at the long on to dismiss the batter. The intention to clear the boundary ropes was not much successful here for Bablu, as Ramesh Naidu picks his first wicket. It's been an extra flighted delivery which triggered the batter to go for the big shot, but didn't got the elevation. It's getting the height but not the distance. Wonderful work by the cameraman under the white background, catching a white ball, and this catch is even much beautiful. 121 for 9. That's high in the air. Chance of a wicket as well. And that's been taken. That's the story of this game coming to an end, as Sendil came in and eventually lost his wicket. And there comes the story of Delhi Strikers coming to an end. 121 for 10, losing all their wickets, with Ramesh Naidu picking up back-to-back wickets to finish things off. It's been losing games, back-to-back losing games, one after the other in the league phase. But finally, Chennai Super Greens have made the first victory, registered their first victory in the tournament, eventually ensured them to be the second runners-up as well, as they beat Delhi Dynamic Strikers by a difference of 55 runs. Happy faces everywhere. This team deserves this victory with their champion performers like Harish and obviously Ramesh Naidu. Plenty of other cricketers. They've all put together effort, have been phenomenal. Sai, Narendra Sharma, Subhash Gandhi, Zala Gentibai, all of them have gave the 200% that finally gave them the result that they're looking for. Now taking on to the highlights of this game, Delhi have won the toss, decided to bowl first. In response, Chennai have started giving a wonderful start as the openers started taking control of the power play. Both Narendra Sharma and Sai have taken care of the innings, especially with the way how Sai batted was phenomenal. Scored a couple of boundaries in the power play to set Narendra Sharma a free opening combination, and in between Narendra Sharma have also started playing some cut shots out there, which ensured them that they could score good runs on the board. With these cover drives and flick shots and pull shots by Sai have put the bowlers under pressure, and then came these low fill tosses which doesn't keep things under control until Raghava came to dismiss Sai's wicket to break the opening partnership. They have joint-handedly scored 55 runs together, which includes these boundaries as well before he lost his wicket to Raghava. This is how it happened. Sai clean bowled, and then came Mukesh, who straight away lost his wicket. But before that, Narendra Sharma have also lost him to Sendil, and Ranjit, the debutant, a young boy, made his breakthrough by dismissing Mukesh and Subhash Gandhi back to back, one after the other. They've seen back to back wickets, which set a huge trademark to them, as well as Chennai Super Greens have also been set back with that. And then came this expectation of Ramesh Naidu's batting innings have started. He has started scoring boundaries. Yet the other batters have still lost wickets, like Vivek have lost his wicket to Ranjit, which became the third wicket for Ranjit. There you could see the celebration on his face. 3 wickets on a debut match will always be special until this becomes out of the picture, when Ramesh Naidu lost his wicket after scoring 23 runs of 14 balls with 2 boundaries. There comes this partnership started taking control of this game. Harish M and Zala Gentibai, from nowhere they have started building this partnership from 90 for 6 to 151 for 7. That partnership have ensured that they've scored 60 runs in next 5 overs. That set them in a big total of 170 plus at the end of 20 overs. Then looking at this partnership particularly, the stroke making intents were completely different, whereas Zala Gentibai has targeting on straight batted strokes and squared boundaries, whereas Harish impact of batting have been completely different. Yellow patch for Harish anyway. He have tried playing those cheeky shots like scoop shots, paddle sweeps, there you could see. But this was a wicket delivery. He eventually lost his wicket after playing all those shots. 36 runs of 22 balls from Harish, 3 boundaries and a sixer. But Zala Gentibai continued the innings where did Harish left it, with Gomal Brar as a partnership. They've completed the innings with a bang on 176, where the last ball went on to be a run out. 176 for 8 was the first innings total, and 177 was required for Dynamic Delhi Strikers to win the game. and they've started with the positivity with a few boundaries out there, as Shaiju have started playing positive cricket along with Govindarasu. They've built a partnership of 45 in just 3 runs, 3 overs, have set a huge trademark for this chase, that there was a possibility, and he've scored almost 4 boundaries against Harish, one after the other, a risky one, a hard one, and the smooth one, a different kind of stroke makings in different regions. The result was similar. He scored boundary one after the other. 4 back-to-back boundaries turned out to be a setback until this man lost his wicket to Sai, and that's where the game have started changing. Then came the captain at number 3, Vignesh C, have also started taking some responsibility by risky stroke makings, but on the other end, the wickets have kept on started falling down. One end he been scoring runs on the board, other end Vishnu Raman came straight away to dismiss the wicket of Govindarasu. This was how it exactly happened. That was a very good catch taken anyway. And then came Venkat, who also lost his wicket, Dharma, who also lost his wicket, but before that Venkat scored a couple of boundaries, which have also ensured them with a good strike rate of 200, but couldn't continue with the rhythm. That comes the problem. After these boundaries, he eventually lost his wicket as an LBW. Good work done by Subhash Gandhi. And then Dharma came in, who also lost his wicket without scoring. 0 of 4 runs, 4 balls to Vishnu Raman. These were the areas where Chennai Super Greens have started coming onto the game by dismissing Delhi Dynamic strikers into the game. And then came another interesting partnership, that Raghava have started scoring couple of boundaries, Tyagu have started scoring couple of boundaries. Then we've seen couple of duckouts. 4 batters have lost their wickets for 0 runs. That comes with Shajit, Ranjit, Bablu and Sendil, with one after the other started losing their wickets. Things have gone down out of the control. With the inclusion of Ramesh Naidu into the bowling attack, he also picked up 2 wickets that ensured them they were on top of the game. These crucial runouts have also been a key factor. Vignesh, the captain of the side, have also lost his wicket through runout, and we've seen the wicket of Raghava as well as came through as a runout. Then the hopes were completely gone. The rest of the batters were tried their best. Tyagu tried scoring some boundaries, Raghava, who already scored a boundary, but rest of the batters couldn't create the elevation that the team was looking for. Then they lost 1 wicket after the other, and catches were taken phenomenally. The fielders didn't make much mistakes. That's when this innings coming to an end. Chennai Super Greens finally winning a battle by difference of 55 runs against Delhi, and they were the second runner-up.
Videos, kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon. For more highlight videos, kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon. For more highlight videos, kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon. For more highlight videos, kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon. For more highlight videos, kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon.